What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at Generations Deluxe Class Scoop. And in case you were curious, it's Bobby, your favorite Target Master's favorite nerd. And he's from the IDW wave, and I think he's even a wrecker now. I may have heard. I'm always behind in the trades because I read them. Well, in the comics because I read them in trade. So this has been an interesting wave as far as hitting stores because it's kind of taken a while for them all to get out. I feel like even longer than usual. And then last week I saw them for the first time in stores, and I picked up Scoop, the Minicons, and Skywarp, and passed on Armada Starscream. And then they were the last ones there. And then this week the shelves were crowded with them. So it's been interesting. So anyway, I went out hunting today and didn't find much anything. Found some legends, and I'm having a beer now because it's been stressful. Pardon me. It's real beer too. That's one thing I can promise you. I'll never lie to you. So let's take a look at this guy. Head. Ooh, is that? I guess it's no. It's like it's on a hinge. No, it's on a ball joint. It's just you can't get any side. You can't get any side to side because how low cut the plastic is there. So interesting. Shoulders are on a ball joint and a hinge. Bicep swivel. Elbow hinge. Nothing for the wrist. Waist is on a swivel, and you kind of got a little bit of hinge there due to transformation, so you can get some pretty cool stuff out of them. Thigh swivel, knee double jointed due to transformation, and then nothing really on the angles except it pushes in to transform. So like if you wanted to have one foot kind of back, you could you could pull that off and get away with it, but really nothing. One thing I wanted to point out, this here is, it's awfully kibbly. I've seen a number of different things. I've seen this, and then I've seen it turn back on itself to kind of have the open there. I think it's a matter of personal preference. I personally like it this way, even though it's a little kibbly. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I gotta say, the Target Masters, they have this big the handle here. It's because of transformation, but I hate it. So to transform it, it's very complicated. This part down, arms up, and there you have it. The articulation on both of them is exactly the same, just ball jointed shoulders. You can't get much out of them, just maybe a little walk, a little stroll, but you can't get much out of them. I think the Target Master idea is cool. I just don't think that this pulls it off effectively at all. I like that he comes with two, like the G1 version. I display my bots in robot form. If you want to see them, you can make like an ultimate gun, which is something like this. Let's see here. Yeah. There you go. Because that doesn't look dumb, right? Totally legit. Almost as legit as my Target Master. There they are. Decepticons. Transform! So yeah, if you're like me, you won't be displaying them as guns. He does hold them just fine. No worries there. But you won't be displaying them as guns. You'll be displaying as bots. And instead, they have this big stupid thing here. So you can spread their legs a little bit apart and just pop it off. And then, that's how mine will be sitting. So there you go. Alright, let's get this guy transformed. Alright, so the legs are the easiest bit. Feet up. They tab together. And then fold back like 1,000 other Transformers that you probably already have. The interesting part of the transformation for this one is the midsection here. Hands in. And arms extended. Open that up. And pull the this bit out, the cab, which gives you the clearance to flip it up. Just show you, the cab comes back over the face, then leave this down, and then the only really tricky part is lining this up, and it's not terribly tricky. It's just, you know, it just takes a minute. So these hinges collapse a bit. Bring them in. The bottom parts tab in right here. And the top parts, you kind of finagle them into the tabs on the chest plate. Bring down your front end loader, and there you have it. Rolls fine. You can have your target masters plug in any number of different ways. You can make it look like they're standing on him, or you can transform into their super cool gun modes, and you know, kind of, you can put them here. You have to angle them up a little bit, or on the sides. But that looks silly to me. So my advice is, you know, just leave it be, and actually don't even leave it in this mode, because this is actually the weaker mode, which I find bizarre, because I find in Hasbro products that the alt mode is usually spot on, or better anyway, and then the robot mode is what lax, which is similar to LOX, but not spelled nor pronounced the same. So complaints for this: there's like 3 different shades of orange. They don't really show up much. It doesn't really stand out in bot mode, but it's very obvious in this mode. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up. And there's this big open cavity here. I don't know. I would have rather had a piece of plastic on here which closed up this gap, and then the hinge been here to articulate the front end loader. Also, the head is like there, which to me is a little awkward. Hey, nothing to see here. Just a transformer head inside of a front end loader. I don't know. Goofy. But let's get him transformed and do some final thoughts. So, real quick, some size comparisons. Here he is with Hoist. So he's right on par with the kind of new style deluxes. And here he is with a partially mistransformed Red Alert, and, you know, a far cry from the glory days. So that's kind of, I'll be honest with you guys, at my house I keep 2 shelves. I keep like my big boy shelf for the awesome toys go, and then I keep an Island of Misfit Toys shelf. This guy, I'm having a hard time deciding which one he goes on. He looks really good. He's one of my favorite Hasbro toys I've gotten in a long time. But he is small, very small. It's just the new deluxe. I guess I just got to get used to it. Looks like might be some. Look at that. A little bit of problems there at the factory. One last thing I'll say, like, all this is molded in here. If you wanted to get your custom on and do some painting in there, it probably will look really cool. They didn't have to do that. You know, that's pretty nice. You know, same for like inside the arms there. That's pretty cool. I will say that. Like, that's an attention to detail. That's something. That's a shortcut that Hasbro would usually make. I've also seen people say, like, well, you could make a custom of him of Scrapper. I'm not sure why you would do that. There's one awesome option, which is the TFC one, and then there's a fairly decent option, which is the Make Toys one. So I'm not sure why you would do that, but he is pretty cool on his own. Weaknesses are all in alt mode. Very little weaknesses in bot mode. The only weaknesses in bot mode really is this piece of kibble on his back and his 2 weapons. So a lot of it doesn't even have much to do with him, or 2/3 of it, I should say. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Till next time, take care. Skywarp on Wednesday.